Hello, everybody out there, and welcome to the Elite Formula One Championship Series presented by Shane DiMantova Designs. The inaugural race here. It's a new series that Elite's starting up. Everybody's been looking forward to it. Qualifying's going on right now as we speak. Should be an exciting race. Everybody's excited to see exactly how this is going to go, how the start, especially with the standing start. What are you looking to see out here tonight, Nick?
Well, I think just coming into tonight, it's going to be a big learning curve for all of us. Up in the booth, down on the track for these drivers. There's a lot of variables that go into this F1 racing, and it's only been on the sim for about a month or two, so pretty new to everybody here. So I think going to be a lot of things to learn tonight.
Yeah, and it's starting them off at a track that everybody, kind of knows. Everybody's raced that if you've raced an elite for an extended time and any kind of series that they run. Getting to go to a track like Road America out of the gate instead of a newer one that, not a lot of guys maybe have some seat time at. But it still should be an exciting race. I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, there's no weather on the sim, so won't have to deal with any rain. But from what I understand, if you put a wheel off just a little bit, that's very well could be the end of your race.
Yeah, and especially this Road America track. I mean, track's pretty narrow in some areas, grass usually on both sides, almost all the way around. So you get one of those wheels off the track just a little bit. These F1 cars are really tough to catch and could end your night real quick.
Yeah, and real quick here, I want to hit all the series sponsors out of the gate, coming back with us again for another year. This is the first event of the year for Elite. We got this one here, and then it's a little bit of off time. These F1 races are few and far between, but every one of them should bring a new challenge. So I just want to give a shout out to C2 Freight, Blue Egg Marketing, and then our race sponsor is NASCAR RPG. That is a spreadsheet based team manager simulation. So that's a new one, and Agus Worldwide, a recruiting firm. So those are the sponsors for the F1 series this season. What's it looking like out there in qualifying, Nick?
Still, we're about halfway through qualifying. 20-minute qualifying session here for the inaugural race. Got about 10 minutes left, so about half the guys put down a time. Right now, Isaac Morris is top of the board, fast in practice. So far, the fastest in qualifying. So he's looking good right off the bat. A lot of new faces here tonight for us too. So we're gonna have to learn some names and see who's gonna be running up front and who might have a chance for this championship ultimately throughout the year.
Yeah, and one quick thing here to point out too, everybody at home, just be aware that all these cars, for the most part, look a lot alike with the way the sim is and the way that the car is. You can't really put on your own custom paint scheme, so it's going to be a lot of flying by the seat of our pants and trying to figure out who is where and who is in what, and everybody kind of looks the same.
Yeah, we'll do our best for you. We'll try to give you the driver details down in the corner, and I got it so that it shows the team names. So hopefully that'll help you guys out watching at home. Plus, also helps us out a lot.
Looks like a lot of guys leaving pit road right here. Now, I am not sure about the rules in F1. This is new to me. I'm very excited for this. Obviously, if anybody has watched any previous broadcast, we really harped on this starting up at the end of our Xfinity season last year. So really excited for this. But Nick or Dave, do you guys know the rules? Do they have to start the race on the tire that they qualify on? Is that something Chad can maybe change? So we'll find
No,
out.
they
When
do
to
not.
start.
The only rules for tires, they can choose anything to qualify on. They do not have to start on the same tire that they qualify. And then during the race, they have to use two different tire compounds. Doesn't matter how many, at least 2 laps, and they can't be yellow flag laps. But they just have to choose two during the race. But it looks like everybody's going out on softs. Obviously,
Yeah,
for
if you don't
qualifying.
have to start the race when the tires you qualify on, I would definitely qualify on softs. Right now, it looks like Isaac Morris, like Nick said, is the fastest, but something we didn't see in practice is somebody's kind of in the same zip code. He's just a little bit quicker than Scott Ramler.
And that's his teammate. So that team, it kind of looking like F1 where you get a team lockout on the front row.
Yeah, a lot of new faces up here at the top of the board, like we were talking about. Throughout the field, pretty much. But top three, I think, are new. They don't run any other elite series that I'm aware of.
Yeah, and you got Chad Frankenfield up there sniffing the top 5. That's not something we're very used to seeing.
I did do a little research on Morris. I wasn't sure where he came from, and I do see he runs some other F1 series. So he has some experience behind him. He ran on VOS Esports team last in the 2021 season. So he's got some experience in the car.
I'm excited to see how these guys that have ran ovals, like a Tooker, like Chad. Chad Frankfield's got a lot of road stuff, though. He does a lot of road stuff. I've seen him do some different things. But, David Tooker, and you got Thomas Sherman and Gerald Campbell, Josh Adams, Tyler Fody, Ethan Burrell. Like, I'm excited to see how these guys that are really good on the ovals, who I know don't spend a whole lot of time on the roadside, how they adjust to the F1 car in the series.
It does look like logistically we're a little bit behind our schedule. They just now looks like the second group's starting to go out. They broke it into 2 groups, and then they'll send them out for their time on track. So now we'll see if there's any of the group in the second group of people can pop up in there to that first group.
Yeah, I'm looking at the conditions here. I mean, the track's relatively hot, and you're looking at 114-degree track. So these F1 cars, they do have a lot of grip, but being a hot track, you got to wonder how that's going to play into the handling here.
Does anybody know how many zones are around the track where they can flip their wing?
I believe there's 2. There's one zone going down into turn 5, the sharp left-hander there, and you got one zone coming after the kink going into turn 12, Canada corner. I'm surprised the front stretch doesn't have a DRS zone.
Yeah, it was too.
Kind of thought there was going to be another one over there.
Yeah, I would have thought it would have been the front stretch would have had one for sure, but now I've not really spent a whole lot of time driving these F1 cars. I'm not sure if you have or not, Dave. I know Nick has spent some time. So if there's a zone down there going through that kink, I mean, is that going to be easily navigated with the little bit of less downforce?
I don't think anything's easy in this one. It's just going to be who can hold on. If you're going to use it and you try to hold on, you're going to have to hit that corner just perfect.
Yeah, the other thing is in this car too, I mentioned it to Chris before race, or both you guys before the race, is driving this thing, you don't know if you have DRS on or not. Like, obviously it's within if you get within 1 second of the car in front of you, you can use DRS, but you don't know if it's open or not. You have no idea of knowing if that thing is open on the back of the car. So you just got to keep track of if you hit the button, when you hit the button, and hope it's open.
Yeah, so far in qualifying, nothing's changed here at the front. Looks like all the heavy hitters were out in Group 1, maybe.
So we're going to have the top 28 will be locked into the field, and then everybody else will go to a 5-lap sprint for the last 4 positions, and then we'll start the actual race with 32. So it looks like five people are going home tonight, early.
Yeah, you don't want to go home from the first race, but so far there's some guys out here that have not been able to make a time.
I know Zach Evans has been worried about making the field all week long. He looks like he's solidly up at 22 right now, so that'll make him happy.
Yeah, and he could improve that. I believe he's on the track right now. Looks like there's a lot of slow traffic too. A lot of people finish their laps or trying to roll around to get their laps started.
Yeah, they do have a rule about impeding the laps that they're watching on, because there was a question about if you finished your lap, can you just pull off to the side and exit out just to go back quick? And they said yes, you could do that, but you got to make sure you're not impeding the lap of anybody behind you. So they're the marshals are keeping an eye on that.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering why some of these people are going out so close. Like you've seen them. I see when this group started, like a group of 6 cars left in a line. I would think this place is, it's huge. It's a, what, 4 miles. I mean, you find somewhere where you'll be alone and have some clean air and not be trying to watch a guy, not to wreck him, not to get too close. I would want to be like in my own little spot.
So we'll put some action on the screen for you a little bit. Gonna be Tyler Fody. Let's pick some of these people outside of the top 30, top 28 trying to get in. How about one of our champions from another race series, Tate Lytle? See him, how he's doing, trying to get up in the top 28 here.
Yeah, that's a double champion. I believe he won the
he did
Xfinity and the Cup Series championship. That Nick and I had an opportunity. We were part of that Final Four to go and try to win that Cup championship. Tate won it. Also won the Xfinity championship that Nick and I got to broadcast.
Off in the gravel a little bit down there in turn 12. I don't know if this lap's going to count for him, but
trying to get all they can get, right?
Yeah, it's hard in these cars. If you miss one corner, I mean, it's a lot of time you lose just by missing it a little bit. You have to be so precise and exact in these cars because it's so competitive.
Yeah, some of our guys that are slow right now, that not sure how many guys underneath the line that haven't taken the time or corner, but we've got Cody Harrington at a 138.8 is the slowest car that's taken a time. Josh Adams, 138.2 right there. Kyle Walgren, Mark Rebellis, and Gerald Campbell are all down there towards the bottom of that list.
Enzinger just popped up to 28. That's a big. He went up about 6 spots on his lap. He got one in. Got himself out of the sprint race. Bumped Ethan Burrell down into the sprint race.
And that lap did count for Tate. He went up to, I believe, P10 on the board.
Ooh.
That's big because he didn't have time to get around to get another one.
So we have 1 car with 2 cars on track. Ethan is trying to bump his way back in. Let's check him out.
I'm not sure that that the sim's going to let him come around the finish. I do not think it will.
Yeah. Popped him off.
That'll be it.
So this will be the grid for, I think, the sprint race. So you guys should be seeing that on your screen. That'll be the cars that are going to the sprint race.
Yeah, we got Ethan Burrell, Gerald Campbell, Mark Rebellis, Kyle Walgren, Josh Adams, Cody Harrington. Not sure if these other guys are part of this race or not, as they did not make a time. Not sure what for, but I believe 2 cars are starting from the pits instead of the grid. I believe they had some kind of penalty. Well, who do you got in the sprint race, Nick?
I don't know. There's a lot of good guys in here. Familiar names: Ethan Burrell, Jared Campbell. Great in the NASCAR stuff. Have to be racing for just to make it into this inaugural race in the F1 side. Man, I don't know. And these standing starts too are kind of a wild card because they're pretty tough. I mean, to get through the gears up to speed real quick without spinning the tires and losing the car, because I've seen that happen plenty of times in official races here in the F1 series where the guy starts second or third and spins the tires and wrecks, and everybody else on the grid has nowhere to go because you're all piled right there.
Yeah, this is going to be a little taste of what we'll see here in just a couple minutes when the full field of cars takes off. Well, here we go, guys. We're off so far. Looks like. Oh, we got some. Oh, we got a wreck here. Cars driving over top of cars. That looks like whoever started third in the race did not get a good
Vandermeer.
car.
Vandermeer trashed. Get back, look how he's.
Ooh, yeah.
See him launch up out of here.
Yeah, drove up over Josh Adams, took out a couple more.
Oh, fishtailing.
I think that starting from the pits might have been a pretty good way to go about it.
Back with the leader.
Here we go. There's the fight for the lead. The only two that got away kind of clean. It's Ethan Burrell and Gerald Campbell. Now, how hard are you going to push here, Nick, to try to win this thing? Or do you just want to make the race? You're not even going to try to push if you're Gerald Campbell there in second place?
Yeah, I think you try to learn as much as you can, but you're slotted in to make the race, so I wouldn't take any risks. Don't push too hard. Try to learn what your car's gonna do in traffic here with one car in front of you.
Yeah, but I mean, there has to be a little bit of pride, right? You want to win the first F1 event of the season, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much pride goes into winning the heat race, but we'll see here in 5 laps.
Well, if you got to be in it, you might as well try to win it, right?
Anytime you're out if you're going to be out on the track, it's worth winning, right? So
that's what I'm thinking. Looks like Ethan's stretching it out, though. I'm not sure that Gerald can get there, or he's just running a pace that he knows he can run safe and clean.
The fight for the transfer spot's kind of heating up back here. You got Josh Adams closing in on 4th place.
I believe Josh probably has some left front damage based on how that start went.
Yeah, got some contact off the start. I don't know if it registered how much damage. I thought he had a lot. The car ramped over him, but it looks fine.
Yeah, I mean, he's right there. That one of those guys make a mistake. That left front looks like it's towed out maybe just a little bit.
Ooh, Gerald went off track a little bit.
Ooh. Mark in front of him goes off the track. That's going to let Josh make the pass here into the transfer spot.
But can he keep it?
He's got his teammate on him, right behind him.
Does not give the 18 DRS here. Not close enough.
Yeah, it still is no DRS down the front stretch, like you said, so.
Got 3 cars in the pits. I don't know if they'll get repaired in time before this is over.
And there's another car that's not too far out in front of Josh there. P3 is not that far out there. He could find himself in this battle pretty quick.
Yeah, like we mentioned before the race, just one mistake like that. Just getting off the grass a little bit. Didn't end his night, but it cost him the transfer spot so far. I don't know if he's going to be able to get it back. Josh, he looks like he's pulling away.
Yeah, and if you're Josh, you want to get to that next guy, right? You're like, man, if I can just get there.
Gives you a little bit of a cushion.
Still wasn't close enough for DRS that lap. See if he's able to get it into the next zone in the kink.
I think he's going to be close enough down here in the next zone unless he has a pretty bad carousel corner. He's giving up a little time, but I think, is Josh going to get it on the car in front of him?
No,
No.
Josh isn't. He's going to get it down here. He's going to be able to open that wing up, get the DRS activated. Or no, he's not going to do it.
Yeah, he did not open the wing.
He's right on him.
He got the toe, but he did not open the wing. I wonder if maybe he doesn't have a button to do that or whatnot.
Maybe.
a lot of these guys, come from the oval stuff, Nick. We got what we got. It's not like we can, drop a spoiler.
We'll see how much of a run he gets down here down the long front straightaway. I don't know if he's not really close enough though to make anything happen. 2 to go.
He's going to be close enough to try to get a big run down the backstretch right here.
Yeah, we'll see if he's open. See if he opens that wing up this time. There's another DRS zone coming up right here. No, still not opening that wing.
Yeah, I'm thinking either one, he's going to wait until the last lap. Oh, he spins it out! Oh, and he's in the wall hard. Oh, man.
Well, there's nobody else on track to come from behind him, so if he can get it running, yeah, he's going to have to tow.
It was broke, yeah. It wasn't going to go anywhere.
So as long as nobody else has any other issues, I think even if they do have issues, I think everybody in the pits, they can't get those things repaired.
Yeah, they're multi-laps down now, so.
So it looks like our top 4 for the transfer is going to be Ethan Burrell, Gerald Campbell, Kyle Walgren, and Josh Adams taking the final spot.
Yeah, I kind of think he probably should have opened a wing. I was just as he wrecked, I was getting ready to say he might be waiting until the last lap and do it when Josh couldn't return the favor. But at the same time, if he goes ahead and gets around him, he might be able to get away from him.
White flag.
And Ethan's pulled away by a long shot. It's like 10 seconds out there.
Ethan's feeling pretty good right now, but when he gets in here with the guys that out-qualified him, he'll be just another car to start this race.
And I don't have any team information on Ethan, so either he's being secretive that he doesn't have a teammate, or he didn't want to tell us what the team name was, but I don't have anything to put up there for him, so privateer is what he gets.
Yeah, I'm not sure about who's teammates with who either. I do know this for our football fans out there. It looks like San Francisco is about ready to beat Dallas. Spot looked good. They're reviewing it on TV right now, trying to see if he got the first down. If he did get the first down, San Francisco will bounce Dallas here in the wild card round. Ethan Burrell working the last couple corners here. He will come off the last turn, get the power down, and he is going to win the sprint race to qualify into the feature. Gerald Campbell coming across here in second place. And Josh Adams has caught Kyle here. If that was
they
for
were
a transfer, that might have had a switching spot, but both cars come down the front stretch and both will be in the feature. Kyle and Josh both will get to make the inaugural F1 event in Elite. Mark Rebellis, Cody Harrington, Sam Boatwell, and Justin Vandermeer did not advance. Well, boys, seeing that start, knowing we're getting ready to do it again with way more cars, I fully expect a complete mess at some place in the grid.
Looks like we're going to have a warm-up session. I guess maybe that's to make sure they have all of their setups in place and have the tires they want. Obviously, you don't need to warm up the engine.
Looks like he just advanced the session, so it's time to grid up.
And what do you guys think of for tires here? If you're starting, top 10, top 5, starting up front, what do you guys want for tires to start this race?
Well, you're going to have to switch anyway. I would have probably taken a medium and put off how far I was going to go out. Rambler looks like he's starting on a hard tire.
Yeah, if I'm one of those 2 leaders, it probably doesn't matter the tire. You have so much more pace than everybody else. I don't know that.
They're splitting the strategy. It looks like got one teammate on a soft and one on a hard.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I like starting on a soft if I'm on the front row. But at the same time, I think both guys are pretty good. So I would say that even starting on a hard tire, they'll probably still run top 2 or 3.
Well, there's your
boys,
grid
here we
if you want to
go.
go through it. Isaac Moore is starting first, Scott Rambler second, Marshall Stanley third, Pedro Gomez fourth, and we're rolling.
There we go.
We're off 3 wide already. Some guys didn't take off as good as some other guys. Looks like for the most part everything is way cleaner this time.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Don't see many clean starts here on the F1 side and the officials. So seeing 30 cars, what do we got? 35 cars out here, 32 have a clean start is pretty impressive, especially first race of the season.
Yeah, I mean that was perfect. Couldn't ask for a better start in the inaugural race here.
I think a full week of talking about a mess into turn 1 made them all get kind of gun shy and said, "Hey, we'll make it through turn 1. We'll save our time." Yeah. Staying clean could get you to quite a ways up in the running this time. So I think most people are going to try to stay clean.
Yeah, whenever you start a road race, that's the goal, is to keep the car clean. But by lap 5, half the field's already got some kind of damage. Mix of tires through the field here too. Everybody's kind of mixed and matched here.
And you can quickly see why we have to show you the names of the drivers, because those cars are identical and you cannot see the numbers on them. Just work you down the field here a little bit and show you some of the people we have in the series.
For one, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm very impressed with everyone's first lap here. Got through it all pretty clean. No big incidents. Nothing. That start could have been way worse. And we got a spinner here. Tyler spun off the last corner here.
Let's go take a look at it. See what he did.
Not sure if he collected any damage or not. Oh, we got us a big wreck down here between 1 and 2. Multiple cars involved now as well. Oh, they're still wrecking. Cars are still wrecking. Harrison Talon's down here. Oh, this is a mess. And they actually have thrown the yellow for what has happened over there between turn 1 and 3.
See if we can go back and catch some of it here. Now, Fortner was already off the track, and here's him try to come back on the track.
Yeah, at the point this replay started, there was already a 3 or 4 car wreck, and then he gets collected trying to blend back on.
Come back and take care.
Looks like it started with the 48 of Steven Grabowski and.
Yeah, okay. Here it's back to Steven Grabowski.
It might have been 2 separate wrecks, actually, yeah.
Wicked clean first lap, and the second lap, it was over.
Yep, see, just a little bit off.
Yeah, 1 tire off, and boom, calamity. That's a big incident there.
Now we can jump over and see Harrison Talon, how he got collected in it.
Yeah, and if you're a driver behind this too, coming out of that corner, it's a blind corner. You come down the hill, you can't see anything coming out of that corner.
There was debris all over the track.
Yeah, they were just trying not to hit the debris. And that is, this track is big. There's a lot of runoff in every corner. That is the tightest part of the racetrack right there. there's walls on either side, so those cars just bounced off that wall and were there. Debris was there. It's not a worse place to come off and see, on this racetrack and see cars sitting in a couple places.
And then it's showing that Rambler went off track under yellow. See what happens to him. Yep, he looped it under yellow. That's second
place driver. Does he make just a little slight contact?
Yeah, the slightest little touch.
Well, we got loads of incidents here. We got then Rebelus. Rebelus going off track during under yellow. Let's see what happens to him. Yeah. Little slide through the grass. Not too bad. No damage for him.
And one thing to point out, you might say, how are these guys wrecking under yellow? Well, everybody's got to get caught up. So those guys are still running pretty hard. Now the guy in second, probably shouldn't be pushing quite as hard because they're going to get to the pace car relatively easy. But where Mark was back there in the back, you're pushing hard. You're still driving like it's under green because you got to get caught up.
And they've always said these cars don't drive well when they're under speed. All their downforce comes from the speed. So when you're not at full speed, you don't have the quiet handling you're used to. So,
I don't know fuel windows or anything, but would it make sense for anybody to top off, get some fuel here? Maybe, they only have to run 2 or 3 laps under that set of tires, right? So that should have counted for you if you want to change sets of tires if you're back in 15th or 28th and want to try to go ahead and use up another set.
Yeah, I think you definitely considered it. If you're back there, might as well come down and get a fresh set.
Just trying to see who. So we don't have anybody that's come in yet and tried it.
Looks like Justin Vandermaal has left, and so has Cody Moore. They have left the server. Scott Rambler, we were talking about him. He has been given an EOL. Was that the second place car that wrecked, spun out?
Yes.
So his penalty is an EOL. So that is, if there's not another yellow, he probably will not be able to get back up there and have a shot to win.
I'm wondering, is it called an EOL because he wrecked under yellow, didn't maintain pace speed? Is that what that's about?
Yeah, I would like to see them maybe try to put him in line where he blended back, but maybe you can't do that on the sim. I'm not sure. Pits are open. I'm not seeing anybody peel off just yet.
Yeah, now you got 14 Fortners coming in, 26 car. A few of them toward the back are now starting to peel off.
Yeah, no reason not to, right? I mean, just get down in there. At least put some fuel in it, right?
Little tire information for you on the screen. See who changes to what. Top 24 are all still out on track. Haven't pitted yet. Yeah, Rambler's now sitting at the back. UL.
Real quick, if you're just joining us, this is the inaugural event in the Elite Formula One Championship Series presented by Shane D Designs. Tonight's race at Road America, its main sponsor is NASCARRPG. And our other sponsors are Blue Egg Marketing and C2 Freight. Really excited about this new series. Really excited to see what it brings, what it has to offer. So far, it's been a pretty exciting start to the first race of the season. So they are coming back to the green flag this time. The Dallas Cowboys have officially lost their wild card game.
What was the final score?
23-17. So both NFC East teams that made the playoffs lost on the same day to get knocked out of the playoffs. So here we come back to the green. It looks like most everybody has is on the medium tire, correct? Is that the yellow tire, medium?
Yeah. Second and
Most
third are
everybody's
on
the
soft.
medium.
Chad stayed on soft.
And
Here we come.
nobody's had the chance to use DRS yet. You know, it's 2 laps after green flag, so nobody's been able to use it in traffic quite yet.
Leader's off. He's on the lap. We got somebody backwards here. Daniel Martinez is already spun out and backwards before the green even came out. He was backwards rolling off the last corner. I'm not sure what that was about.
Marshall Stanley jumps to the lead.
Oh, we got us a wreck here in turn 1. Matthew Belton, another car's off in the gravel. Looks like somebody took a tow there. No, somebody towed back.
Let's go back and see what happened. Tate Lytle was
we had a
involved
couple
as well.
cars go off over there.
I think Tate was the other one.
Oh, Matthew gets loose, loses it.
And it takes him
And
off with
Tate?
him. Yep.
Is that Tate? That's right there. Yeah, okay. It's Tate got a little bit of damage. Not sure if that'll hurt him.
Minimal contact. For
Oh, we
how bad
got
it could've been.
another spinner here. David Tooker spun. He's backed it into the fence a little bit. Not sure how bad he's going to hurt his left rear suspension. He's sitting backwards, waiting to blend back here.
There he goes around. Leader also went off the track. Let's see what happened to him.
Yeah, we got stuff happening all over the place.
Oh, we got a wreck in
spinner.
the tank. Oh,
Yeah,
he's going to
Gerald
stay off
Campbell.
the track. Gerald's going to stay off the track. That could have been nasty.
Yeah, that's a bad spot to be spun around too. You can't see what's coming.
Yeah, and he's trying to get rolling again, but you really got to have the faith that nobody's coming.
It will get it going. Man, we got stuff happening all over the place.
Oh, we got a big wreck in the last. Chad Frankenfield, last corner here. There's multiple cars that are wrecked here off the last corner. We got one sitting
Ooh.
still. Yellow is back out, it looks like. Or is this just a local yellow for the last
It's like
corner?
a local yellow. Yeah, Hank Steinmiller lost it. Collected Chad Frankenfield down there. Probably going to end both of their days.
Man, I praised him for that first lap, but that might be the only clean lap of the night.
I say it's a little bit too much to keep up with.
Yeah, got stuff happening all over the place. Hard to
This
catch
is-
it all.
Let's jump back and
Oh,
see what happened
yeah.
to Hank.
And he's still trying to get on pit road down there. He's creeping his way up, but that right front suspension's destroyed, so I imagine that would end his night.
Back to the front.
All right, I think we're caught up on everything right now. David's having to work hard tonight. We got a slow car here on the back side of the track going through the carousel. I'm not sure who it is, but they are really slow.
Vincent Isabella, he went ahead and off, and he's back on now. Kyle Walgren just went off.
Yeah.
Go back and check Kyle and see what happened to him.
Man, there is a hell of a lot going on right now.
It's a pretty car. If you're a Green Bay fan, it's a really pretty car. Yep, off in the gravel.
Based on some other incidents we've seen, though, that's nothing. He'll get her gathered up. He still has all his parts and pieces.
Yep. He just took the scenic route.
Oh, we got another one off down here. Scott Ramler. He went off here. He's back on. Kept it under him. All the parts and pieces still attached to that race car.
Ooh, he's not a lot of room out there. He drops the tires off the left edge.
Yeah, and he's on the soft tires, so you do not want to be using those up out in the grass trying to create a pavement lane. Now that it's settled out a little bit, we got Pedro Gomes out in the lead. We got Isaac Morris in second, and it's about a 3.5 second gap to Ethan Stanley in third, Thomas Sherman fourth, and Fody in fifth. That could all change in an instant, as we're seeing these cars. They're stuck to the track right up to the point that they're not.
Oh, we got a car off the track. Daniel Martinez stuck in the gravel over here. He's gonna tow.
Race for the lead's heating up right here down into turn one as well.
Check out Mr. Martinez, see how he did.
It looks like he just maybe misjudged the braking zone, couldn't get it stopped, and
yeah, he goes in way deep.
as soon as you get it off of the grass and the dirt, there's no turning that thing.
Tires.
Once the front tire locks up, you're pretty much conceding that you're going to hit something.
Very tight up front now.
Yeah, we got a soft tire versus a hard tire. So if you're the leader, if you're Pedro, you're wanting to get away right here. Oh, we got another wreck. Scott Ramler once again down here. Very lucky that nobody came through and hit him.
It's like another car is involved. Let's see what happens.
Man, he got that EOL for that incident under yellow, and he is trying really hard.
Yeah, he's got the DRS open.
He just couldn't get it slowed down.
It's very lucky that he does not get hit right here.
Yeah, good job by whoever's in that purple car missing that.
Back to live action.
Here we go. I think we'll see a lead change down the front stretch this time. It's going to have a good tow. Maybe not. Just not quite close enough. Oh, wow.
What a save, man. Got that left rear off in the dirt a little bit and was able to hang on to it.
Yeah, but now it's going to get the wing right here, right? Might we see a lead change right here? Yeah, he flipped it for sure.
Yep, it's wide open.
Gonna dive down the inside and get it slowed down.
Pass for the lead right there.
And put Isaac Morris back out front, the guy who talked about in qualifying was looking pretty sporty.
Yeah, and if you're Pedro on the soft tire, you wanted to drive away right there because now, he's going to be better than you every lap, just a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better, until eventually he's way better.
And we're not even 10 laps into this.
Yeah. With all the incidents we've had so far, I mean, there's a lot of guys at the tail end of the top 10 that are made a lot of passes, making up a lot of spots. I mean, you got Jack Ellie started 21st up to 6th. Hunter Smith started 13th to 7th. Ryan Schold started 25th up to 8th. A lot of these guys, picking up 10, 12, 15 spots. So then we're only, like you said, only 10 laps in.
I think some of these guys right now are thinking that they would like for this thing to be ended on lap 10.
What's the elite rule? When you get 6 laps down, you have to park it?
Yeah, 6 laps down and you are done. They are enforcing that for the F1 series. That's something on the oval side that only happens at a few racetracks, but it's going to happen everywhere here in the F1 series.
It's like we got a few at the bottom starting to be on the edge there.
And right now, I mean, we're about 6, 7 laps removed from the restart, and we've got cars just about everywhere around this place. No time flat to get strung out.
Good battle here in the middle between Nick DeGroot and Vincent Isabella.
Looks like everybody's got a wing up there. Those cars look pretty identical. Are those two teammates there?
They are not. One's factory backed. And what's the other one? Motorsport IO. There's just a little bit of difference. One's a green and one's a yellow teal. So really hard to tell on track though.
What about that car 2 cars back? Is he affiliated with anybody?
2
Who's that?
cars
Patrick
back
Byrne?
there.
Oh, it's Ethan?
Oh, we got one running off the course there a little bit out of the carousel. Very lucky. Very lucky that he was able to drop that wheel and be okay. Here we go. We're going to have a pass. Can he stick? Nope, not quite. They're going to try side by side down in there. It's going to work
get you
out.
back there.
Nick DeGroot and Vincent
They're
Isabella.
side by side all the way through that back section. Wow.
Almost some contact right there, too.
Now Patrick Byrne wants to get in.
Wow, very lucky, very lucky, very lucky there that was not worse than what it was. That was good stuff. In a NASCAR stock car, you can go back through there side by side, bounce off each other, and be fine. First bit of contact in one of these F1 cars, I think you're both going to be pretty well screwed.
Ethan's going to look at him down the back.
Yeah, but he was close enough.
Yeah, they both were able to get the wings open that time, so
Yeah.
not a great run.
Side by side again. I think somebody needs to remind these guys they ain't got no fenders on these cars.
Oh, Ethan locked up the brakes just a little bit, got a little squirrely going into that corner.
Good stuff seeing people come from the NASCAR side of things. Oh, we got a spinner. That's Vincent Isabella there. Just lost it, put one off there a little bit. He's going to get her back going.
And this whole line of cars we're looking at right now should have DRS in this next zone.
Everything's rolling. Just a little incidental spin there for Vincent Isabella.
Check him out here.
Just digging hard. He just lost all those spots in the last lap. Just a little too close to the grass.
I think they
Barely
checked up
kept
on
it
him
off.
a little more than he thought they were going to.
He was able to keep it off the car in front of him, kept it off the wall. So at least not a race-ending incident there for Vincent.
Got a close one up here. Thomas Sherman coming up behind Ethan Stanley.
Yeah, it looked like he had a look there, and then he decided, I'm not going to take that. This is a battle for third. That's the Dan Marino car, right? Looks a little bit like the Miami Dolphins. Put a big dolphin on the side and boom. Got him some wing, but is he close enough to use it? I don't think so. Oh, but he could have run off into the tires, and that's it. The left front is destroyed on that machine, on the Ethan Stanley machine. It's not even going to roll.
He pressured him long enough.
Wow.
And that's all it takes. I mean, just one mistake like that is race ending in these F1 cars.
Let's go back and check that out.
Just straight off and into the tires, and the left front brakes on contact.
He's probably worried about him having DRS and if he was going to make it. Just went in a little too hot.
And once that thing, look at that left front. It's not what you want to see. That is not ideal.
Not too many close battles now. Tyler Fode's coming up on Sherman a little bit. It's probably our next close battle.
Yeah, Isaac Morris has pulled it out over Pedro there by almost 3 seconds. 10 seconds back to P3. 18 seconds back to P5 from that. So everybody's kind of like separated out a little bit.
What do you guys like seeing on a ticker if you're watching a broadcast?
Oh.
Do you want to see the gap or do you want to see the interval?
The second place car, Pedro Gomez, just in the wall. His race is done. Coming out of Canada corner down there. I don't know what happened.
Let's check it out.
Man.
That was the wrong car. Sorry.
These guys dropping like flies throughout this race so far. Just one mistake.
Just lost it a little bit. Boom. Look at that left part. Oh, look at this right front tire. That is just not what you want to see.
So what were you saying there, David? What do you want to see? The track map or what?
No, do you guys like the gap where you see the gap to the leader, or do you want to see the interval between each car?
I like the gap to the leader, I think.
Okay.
What do you think, Nick?
You can do the math.
Yeah, I'm thinking the gap. I think it gives everybody good overall of where everybody's running
Okay.
throughout the track, I think.
That is where I will leave it then.
But now that opens it up for Isaac Morris, you know. He's just got to not beat himself. At this point, having a 10-plus second lead.
Battle here for 8th. 8th and 9th. David Tooker's right up back on the back of Byrne now.
Oh, one went off right in front of him there.
Whoa.
Oof, yeah. Things just happen so fast. It's crazy.
Taking a look at Tyler Fode there, P3. I believe he's right closed up to Sherman there.
And he should have DRS coming down this next straightaway as long as he has good corner coming up here.
Now, last time Thomas Sherman was on the offense and forced a guy into a mistake. You think Thomas is thinking about that right now? Like,
Yeah.
I can't beat myself here.
He's feeling the other side of it.
And to be honest with you, I think DRS, I kind of expected these guys to be able to close the gap a little more than they are when they open that wing. The gap closes a decent amount, but not as much as I would have expected.
But I almost wonder if part of that's not them just kind of not going full throttle, full send, if they don't think they can get there and make the pass.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it. Is it gives you the higher speed at the very end of the straight, so that if you want to take a shot and send it in there, you can under braking. But it's not so much the wide open speed to pass down the straight. Just kind of hanging tough on him there.
And
Yeah, Fode's just inching in just a little bit more, a little bit.
Ooh, Thomas got a pretty good run out of that last corner, though. Gonna have to run down the straightaway.
Is he close enough to get the DRS here? I think he is. It's not close enough to make a pass, I don't believe. Unless he really wanted to, big ball it down in there.
And just to give everybody a reference, going into that corner you just saw, they're going about 195, and they got to break it, slow it down to 60 miles an hour.
We got a note in the chat that from Tate that says that Ethan is subbing in for Jordan Owens, so that's why he's comes in as a privateer because his car doesn't carry over, but he's subbing in for Jordan Owens.
A note from Tate, isn't he on the track?
Yeah, he found time to go to the chat. Must have been under one of those cautions.
Oh, maybe.
Hey, we can get 50 texts from chat during a caution.
Well, Chad's out of the race now, so we might be seeing some messages from him. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, Chad's race ended just like his Eagles playoff hopes today, huh?
Ooh.
Oof. Hey, at least Chad showed up for the race. The Eagles didn't even show up, really.
Yeah, that was a rough go for him. Just a little update on Tate. He is running 16th right there. Still in the lead lap. Long ways behind the leader, but still running, which is saying a lot in this race when you look at the amount of cars that we have that are already finished. Josh Adams on screen there, P17. He's doing a lot better than he expected. He will, no matter what happens, if he pulled over right now, finish about 10, 15 spots higher than he told me he was going to finish. Just got to make laps. That's right, guys. Just staying out of trouble up here is going to be the name of the game.
Oh, what happened to Jack Ellie over here? Oh, he was running fourth. Looks like he had an off-track incident right there and ended his day.
Let's go back and
Didn't
see
even
what
catch
happened.
It. Yeah.
He's sporting the Mercedes logo.
Again, with that front wheel damage, it's not ideal. Your car will not go very far with the wheel looking like that and bouncing around.
Go back up here with Fody, see how his fight's going.
They actually, I've been kind of keeping an eye on it. They actually just worked the lap car there, and it's another thing you got to think about that we haven't really mentioned. These leaders are now going to be getting into some traffic. A lap car could end your race just as easy as, a self-induced mistake at this point. I don't know if there's anything that could be more frustrating than maybe a lap car taking your shot to win away. I just think it looks like Fody closes up, then loses ground, then closes up, then loses ground. Oh, we got a spinner down here out of Canada Corner. Not sure who it is.
It's like we got David Tooker. See what happened with him. Hey, that
Try to
tire
get
wall.
Yeah.
It's had a few visitors today.
Yeah,
No
but
damage.
Tooker wasn't one of them. He managed it there.
Looks like he's
That
coming
could've
down
been
pit road
worse.
now too after that. But yeah, you know, just as these runs go on, you know, in my experience running these F1 cars, it seems like you lose that rear grip and you can't get that drive off, and sometimes it steps out like that and it catches you off guard because it happens so quick. You know, Tooker did a nice job keeping it off the wall because see it a lot of times where it probably just ends your day.
Isabella with an off. Stay out of it. Nope.
Oh, man. That's not good there. Looks like it's pretty broke.
Also had Gerald Campbell having an off. Let's see what happened to him.
Is this just Canada Corner again?
The same thing.
Same spot, yeah.
Oh, man, he did not do as good a job as Tooker did, keeping it out of them tires.
How about some of these guys in the top 10 having good runs? I mean, Zach Evans started 27th up to 8th. Heiko Enziger started 28th up to 7th. Patrick Byrne 26th to 6th. I mean, a lot of moving through the field. You know, I see a lot of guys go off track, have problems end their day. These guys have been able to keep it clean.
Rambler's all the way back up to 8th. He just got past Zach Evans.
Yeah, we saw him spin a few times.
I think he's been as low as 28.
Yeah, he had that EOL on the very first caution, had to go all the way to the back. Every time he made progress, he would spin out. Looks like he's finally put a string of laps together and is working his way up through them.
Looks like Tooker's coming back down pit road here.
Must have forgot something.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe put on the same set of tires.
Mismatch set.
Yeah, it looks like he came in with mediums and left with mediums last time, so he might have meant to change that set there.
Yeah, that might be a product of deciding to pit after he spun out over there on the back side of the course and just didn't have time or didn't think about it until it was too late. This battle for second's really, really close again here. I think, man, I thought he was close enough, but then just not good enough to do that last corner. Didn't stay close enough. This is going on 16 plus seconds behind our leader, the battle for second right now.
Tooker's actually still sitting there, so I'm wondering if he had some major damage that... Oh, he's rolling now. Yeah, these two have been right with each other pretty much all race so far.
And Morris is 16 seconds up the road, so he's just cruising.
Yeah, he's just hoping that a lap car doesn't end his day and that, you know, he doesn't make any mistakes. He's not thinking, like, I don't want to make any mistakes. That when you're out there driving and you've got a big lead like that, you're pretty confident that you're not going to be the problem. Because if you drive scared, if you drive defensive, then that's when you put yourself in trouble. He's just hoping not a lap car doesn't spin or collect him in something. You're basically hoping something out of your control does not happen.
He's been putting in lap times about a second ahead of everybody else.
Yeah, the next car he's going to pass is About the length of this little short chute in front of him. As he's turning into that left-hander, the next car is turning out of the next left-hander.
Can't quite see him up the road yet.
Just an easy Sunday drive going on for him right now.
I'm wondering what their strategy is going to be here, going through the rest of this race, because we're about almost at halfway here, and they're all our top 3 at least are on the medium tire. So see if they decide to go with hard for the rest of the race, maybe softs.
Should be interesting to see what they decide to do.
Oh, Ethan Burrell out of Canada corner.
Let's check him out.
Oh, it's destroyed. It's not going anywhere either.
Ooh, the
That's the
concrete
trouble
wall.
spot.
He didn't get the tires, but he got the concrete.
Yeah, so far that coming out of that corner down here, Canada corner has been pretty tricky for these guys tonight. We've seen a lot of days in down there so far.
All right, here we go. Fody got closed right up, but I think they both might get the DRS here because they were catching a lap car. Yep, both of them got to hit it. Fody's going to stuff it in. Wow.
A late dive.
He's going to make it work.
We'll see now that the roles are reversed here. We'll see if Sherman's able to make the pass back.
Yeah.
First time.
Thomas Sherman might not be too happy with the way that move happened there because Fody just barely got in there and kind of just stuck it in there.
Yeah, we'll see if he repays the favor here through this DRS zone.
He definitely got the DRS.
Gonna have a look.
Oh yeah, he's gonna stuff that son. Wow, passed him right back. If you're Fody, you got to be hating that. You worked and worked and worked. You closed in. You lost some ground, closed in, and you finally pass him. And half a lap later, he's going back around you.
Fody might have a shot here going in turn 1 off the slipstream. Nah, I don't think so. Run's not big enough.
Our leader pitted that time by. So now this is, for the time being, the race for the lead.
And he chose to come out on the hard tires this time, so he's probably planning to go the rest of this race without pitting.
Fody with another look. Sherman did not give him the spot that time. He said, I'm not going to give you all that room when you're barely going to be there.
That's a big luxury for Morris when you can come in and pit and come back out in third.
Yeah, that's what a 20-second lead will do for you.
Yep. No pressure. Wonder if they had team rules by Rambler to let him come back in too. Nope, we got a crash. Josh Adams? Let's see what happened.
Just trying to give the spot to the lead lap car.
Trying to be a nice guy.
Actually does a nice job there.
And not day ending, just a little loop around.
Oh, Fody got by.
I think Sherman's on pit road.
That'll do it.
See what Sherman goes with here, what tire compound he chooses. But yeah, Fody finally has some clean track, clean air on the nose.
Now, is the benefit doing what Fody has done and running another lap, or is it going to be with what Sherman has done and pitting?
Yeah, good question. I mean,
Well, Fody's losing lap time to Morris pretty quick.
looks like Sherman also chose the hard compound.
So if I'm Fody, I'm coming in next time around, getting off the mediums.
Well, and you're racing Sherman. Do you just put softs on and try to create a gap? I mean,
Well,
it's risky.
I mean,
you only have 11 cars on the lead lap, so you could.
Well, that's kind of another unknown coming into tonight. Is you pick softs, how long can they hold on for before you start to lose too much? What's the limit? When does picking those mediums or hards actually pay off for you?
Here he comes. We'll see what he does right here. If I'm Fody, if I know that they're both on hard, well, not they're both, like, nobody's got anything for that leader, but if I know Sherman's on hard tires, I'm putting softs on.
Some busted up cars on pit road.
Yeah, it's a busy place down there.
Hope we have a good shot to see his sidewalls change here. He went to hards.
I didn't even think they changed. I thought it was still mediums.
Changed in the timing and scoring, but on the screen it still looks like he has yellow on the side, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't know if it takes some time to update, because Isaac Morris, I see the hards, but like Fody, looks like, yeah, like you see that's the hards, but I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit of a bug.
Yeah.
Haven't got it quite ironed out yet.
Sherman did go over Fody by quite a bit there, so obviously the call was to pit the lap earlier, not the lap later.
Okay, let's find a battle here. Tate, pretty close to... No, maybe not.
Yeah, I think we're running out of cars on track right now. As it sits right now, like you just mentioned, there's 11 cars on the lead lap. Isaac Morris, Tyler Fody, Thomas Sherman, Scott Ramler, Ryan Schuld, Tyler Gackey, Cooper Johnson, Tate Lytle, Patrick Byron, and Heiko Enzinger. Zach Evans also on the lead lap there. We got just a few cars, one lap down. Nick DeGroot, David Tooker, Josh Adams, Mark Rebellis. And then everybody else, I believe, is wrecked and sitting on pit road. So Burrell's 4 down, Isabella's 7 down. So we've just got 15 cars running, it looks like.
Here's our best battle on track.
Looking at Tate versus Tyler here. And if I butcher some names, you come back and watch this later and I butcher some names, I apologize. I don't know a lot of these names. Some of them are a little bit harder to pronounce, a little bit harder to figure out exactly what to say. So,
and they can feel free to let us know in the Discord. We can adjust for next time.
Yeah, look us up on Twitter too if you have a problem. Like, find us all on Twitter. We're all part of Elite. Send all hate mail to @NickMassey24. Tate's had a solid run tonight. Sitting here, top 10, just surviving. I mean, everybody's thinking that right now. Everybody that's still running is just surviving. You kind of know where you're at on pace right now. You know about where you could finish. I think we'll end up with a battle for second. And Scott Ramler there in P4.
Tate's going to give it a shot. Or is that a back marker he's going by?
I believe that was for
No,
Scott.
that was for position. That was Connor Johnson. I think it was Cooper Johnson, sorry.
Are you guys thinking? You guys think Scott is going to be able to catch Tyler and Thomas? He's closing in pretty quick here. Not sure if Scott is pitted. I'm not sure if he's made his second stop yet, but if so, that could be a pretty good race there at the end.
Yeah, if you go by timing and scoring, he hasn't pitted since lap 8, so he would be due.
Man, he is digging. He's using it all.
He's on the hard tires. He would be low on fuel, lower than the rest of them, so now would be a good chance to get up there. Oh, looks like we had an off for Mark Rebelis. Let's take a look and see what happened there. Oh, he's not going to get it turned. No
like
damage.
he's coming down the hill with the DRS open and maybe carrying a little too much more speed than he has previously, and just drove it in a little too deep.
Yeah, but I bet he'll tell you if that's the worst thing that happens this race, that's quite all right.
Yeah, still having a solid run, 33rd up the 15th, so.
Yeah, I mean, people like him and Josh Adam, Ethan Burrell, even though Ethan's out of the race, still going to get credit for 16th. You know, those guys started, you know, they had to run in the race to get in. So those guys raced to get in. You know, they weren't even sure that they were going to make the field, and they're all going to finish top 16.
One other thing that Ramler's doing by pushing so hard is he's built himself a pretty good gap to 5th, so he's going to get a free pit stop if everything goes well. He'll be able to come in and come back out at least no worse than what he went in.
Yeah, can you make it from lap 8?
Man. Well, he definitely can on fuel, but I don't know about tires. He does have hard tires on, so he could just stay out.
Maybe, I don't know. It's a long way to go.
It will be interesting because I think he is faster than the two in front of him.
Yeah, he's still putting down great lap times.
Even with the disadvantage on tires, you know, of not, you know, changing them since lap 8.
Yeah, I bet you
still.
He's not coming in again. That's a good call. A good way to point that out. I think he's going to stay out.
Yeah, so if that's the case, I mean, that's a pretty good strategy call by Scott right there.
Well, when he had the EOL, he basically had nothing to lose, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was kind of put in a box in that strategy and just had to try to make something out of nothing.
That is something you kind of lose in F1 without having fuel be a real issue at all. Just got to manage the tires.
Well, I'm not sure how much he's managing the tires.
Yeah, but I mean, you just have, since you have to
pretty hard.
Since you have to use two, It would have been different if he started the race on hard and then all he had to go to was a medium or soft. It might have been tougher, but
Wasn't quite close enough to get the wing open there in that DRS zone. He's just inching closer to that Tyler Fody up there.
Yeah, I think he'll be close enough down the next straightaway here. I think he's definitely going to be close enough.
Yeah, I mean, and that's third and second right in front of him. I mean, he can see them both.
He got the wing that time. Going to close the gap all the way there.
yeah, it looks like he's
He's
running
got
about
time.
a half a second a lap to Fody.
Yeah, he's got plenty of time. He don't have to get Fody like right away. I'm sure he wants to. But he's got plenty of time to get to second. He's not going to get to the leader. I'm sure he knows that he is not going to get to the lead, but he's just got to be careful not to throw it all away because he's made something out of nothing after terrible first 10 laps and does not want to throw it all away right here.
He's gonna have a really good shot right here going down into the sharp left-hander. Got the wing open.
Is he going to take the dive? He definitely is going to look. He takes it. He kind of overshot it and just forced Fody to have to lift a little bit there. Now he's staring down P2. Might not be for the win, but if he's able to finish second, I think Scott should be the driver of this race. Having to come through everybody, made some mistakes early, was able to get away with it, and great strategy here to put himself back up here in a position to race for a podium.
So let's see if he can get to P2 here. Plenty of laps.
Yeah, I think the only thing that'll hurt him is if the tire life goes away.
If we had one of those cool little AWS over-under things, I would say he's going to catch him in 4 laps.
You think it'll take 4 laps for him to get there?
So that's my guess.
I think he'll be there in the next lap or 2. That gap is closing considerably, and as soon as he starts to get a sniff of that draft, and
yeah, he's close to where he'll pick up the DRS too. He's really close.
And looking at the track map, I mean, it's pretty impressive the gap that Isaac Morris has put on these guys. You know, you see at the top right of your screen, 39 car on the far right of the course, and 4 car leaders on the left-hand side of the course going down that long straightaway. You know, track's pretty big, and you know, pull out to a 30-second lead here is pretty impressive in the first race of the season.
yeah, and we did. I mean, it was at the start of the race there, but we did have a yellow. It's not like it's been all green. You know, he had to drive back away from the field after a yellow. Oh, is he close enough? He's going to get I think he's going to get DRS. Is he close enough to take the dive?
That's pretty far. I don't think so.
Yeah, I think he'd wait another lap.
Man, you still think 4 laps is Was the right call there?
Yeah, I think that's when he'll get by him. He'll get to him, but I think that's by the time he'll get by him. I think he's going to have to set it up for 2 laps. Or he could go right here.
Yeah, I'm thinking pass is going to be made before they get back to the start-finish line is what I'm thinking.
I can't reach him on the radio to tell him to make my prediction right.
I don't think he's got any interest in sitting there for another 2.5 laps. Right here it is. He's gonna pass him easy right here.
Yep. And that's probably his race. So there's where he's going. That's about as far as he's going to get up.
Yeah, short of some kind of catastrophe happening to the leader, that's it.
Now he's just got to manage for lap traffic.
Yeah, what a drive though. I mean, I know I just said it a couple laps ago, but what a recovery for them.
We'll see if Fody's able to reel in Sherman. We saw them battle all the first run of the race, and Fody just waited that 1 extra lap to pit, but he almost closed in a second that last lap.
Yeah, but that was with Sherman giving up a spot, getting past. He had to kind of concede, get in the corner. We are down to 10 cars on the lead lap.
So we have P1 and P2 teammates from McConey Setup Shop. I guess they came in with a pretty good setup, huh?
I guess. But it's a way different story for both of them. Isaac's kind of been on a easy drive most of this race, whereas Scott has had to push, play some strategy.
That sounds like a Formula One story to me. 2 team cars, one good, one not as good, but still dominant.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if he wouldn't have gotten that EOL and wouldn't have had to get off sequence and off strategy, could they have raced straight up? Like, I mean, what would have happened if that wouldn't have happened and they ran 1-2 all race? Would they have played nice? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, would they have been content to run 1-2, or would each of them wanted to lead?
So it looks like, McConey Racing coming out race 1, strong out of the gate. Early contender for the teams to keep an eye on throughout the season, coming out and dominating this race. So,
will we have a team championship in this series too? Do you know?
I believe so. I believe they are keeping track of team points.
Isaac Morris went off track. Oh, we got to check that out. Leader.
Oh, no. He didn't hit anything, did he?
We will see.
Oh, this is Canada corner down here. That's not looking good. Not in a good spot here.
oh, wow.
Oh, power slide.
Oh, no. He kept it out of there. Wow. What are you doing? The race is over for you, man. You just got to make laps, and wow.
He gave back 8 seconds of his lead.
What a save, though. Keep it off that wall.
Yeah,
I mean, we haven't seen many people do it down there.
And Scott would have really been excited if his teammate would have came over and said, I just buried it in the tires down here.
I mean, I think Canada Corner has taken over $100 million in damage so far this race.
Yeah, and you know what? That wall hasn't moved out a single inch either. It's still sitting in the exact same place.
Road America is on my bucket list to go. I think I might have to sit in Canada Corner if that's where all the action's going to be.
Looks like we might have a battle shaping up for 5th place. Looks like Tate Lytle's running down Ryan Schold up there.
Maybe we need to contention F1 to run Road America. I mean, get the series up here to that racetrack. Come on.
I have a hard time feeling that Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin is an F1 venue.
Oh man, come on, it could be.
Or are they going to land the private jets? I mean, they're gonna run out of parking spots.
It'd be a great time. They'll get to see real America, not what they see down there in Austin or over in New York. They'll get to see the heartland out there in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. That's where people like to drink a lot of beer and have a big party.
We got a couple good battles shaping up right here for 5th place with Tate and Ryan, and then back there in 7th, 8th, and 9th, it's getting pretty tight too.
Jump back to Patrick Byrne then. Take a look at that.
People probably practiced a lot, but I'm sure not a lot of people sat down and ran 30-plus laps in a row. So, you know, fatigue could be setting in. It's a long race. Wow, that could have been... That was one guy trying to move over and let the other guy go, and that could have been nasty.
Jump back to Lytle and Schul. They look like they're pretty close.
Not sure who it is behind Fody, but there's a lap car behind Fody that's been catching him. And he's kind of sitting there. I mean, he can make this pretty difficult on Fody if he so desires to try to pass him and get in between Tyler and Thomas. Just 10 laps to go here in this race. 10 laps to go in the inaugural Elite F1 series.
And looking at Tate's, though, looks like Ryan got a little bit of the grass right there. Tate's gonna have a look.
He's gonna have the wing here.
Oh, Ryan blocking a little bit there.
Ooh.
Is that gonna be called? I'm not sure what the blocking rules are, or how they're gonna. Maybe they won't deem that a block, just him running his line. It is pretty narrow back there. And there is a curve, a kink in that straightaway, so. While it looked bad on board, it might not have been all that terrible of a move.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if race control is going to look at that and determine if that's a reactionary move or if he was already deciding to go there before Tate had a look.
It's going to happen again right here. We'll definitely see if that was a reactionary move. We'll see another one right here.
Tate's going to have a good run. Ryan got a little bit of the dirt again.
Tate's very close this time. Chose to run that left side of the track. Going to stuff it down in here. They're going to both try to get down in here.
Oh, he looped.
Oh, he's around. He definitely hit the inside wall right there. Ryan definitely hit the inside wall.
Yeah, it looks like that'll end his day likely. I mean, that left rear's wobbling, not able to roll.
Thomas Sherman just went off the track. Tyler Fody's all over him. Thomas went off into kink. They're right on top of each other now.
So look back, Tate's on the outside. Ryan trying to keep it down there on the curb. Tries to get the power down. Yeah, just kicks that rear end out, and yeah, that's probably gonna end his day. Good run, and just like
Thomas
that.
Sherman might have just thrown a nasty block there. Down into one. That looked reaction. Fody's close enough to get the wing here. Let's see what happens.
He's close enough to change his tires.
Are they still going to try to run side by side up through here?
Oh, I thought Sherman was gonna try to send it in there again.
Sherman's got to try to stay close enough to where he can open his wing here, or he can get DRS and try to pass him back.
And yeah, and earlier we saw these guys, you know, somebody'd have a look on you, they'd yield the corner, give it to them, but they ain't doing that no more.
I think Sherman's close enough to pop DRS again. Yes, he is. I don't think he's close enough to be able to make the move, though.
Oh, we
Man,
drove
he's
in there
sent it
real
there.
deep. Yeah.
Wow.
Sherman got wide.
I'm surprised that he was able to stay on the course deep as he drove down into that corner. Oh, Josh Adams, I believe his night might be over. Maybe
Hey.
not.
Still on the track running.
Yeah. I got a notification that he lost the front wing, but looks fine to me.
Let's see what happened to him.
It looks like the left front's locked up a little bit. See, I wasn't completely wrong. I don't know why
No?
the front wing was gone, but he's off the track.
Yeah, so far he's still got the wings.
Oh, Sherman, Fody got loose out of Canada corner. Sherman's made the pass back.
Fody's going to be kicking himself if he doesn't finish in front of Sherman after passing him twice.
Yeah, he just
Let's go back and
had
check
to
that
jump out
out.
of the gas.
Oh, yep.
Canada corner almost claimed another soul.
Now he's got to do it all over again.
Yeah, here we go. He's close enough for DRS.
I don't think he's close enough to make a move, though.
Lap car out in front of him. Is this lap car going to play a factor in this thing?
That is the 95 of Josh Adams. We'll see if he's able to get out of the way for these guys on this narrow track.
Yeah, not a whole lot of places to go. Oh! Man, Josh did a good job once they got there, but man, they caught him in a terrible spot.
I think Fody might have a shot down here coming through the kink.
Oh,
Get that wing open.
For sure. I think if I'm Sherman, oh man, he picked the side.
Oh, a little dirt.
Put him in the grass a little bit. I think that was definitely some defensive driving by Sherman. Just 4 to go at the line here as well. 4 laps left in this race. He's close enough again down the next straightaway to be able to open. Oh, Sherman, a little bit off there. A little bit of dirt. Man, Fody might send it right here. Nope, not quite. Very intense battle for P3. Only one of these guys is going to be on the podium.
Yeah, I think this is the closest battle on the track. Nothing else is standing out at the moment. Actually, Tate able to make
Yeah.
the pass on Patrick Byrne. Yeah, missed that one.
Go back and check that one out.
Coming down the front stretch. We haven't seen a lot of these passes on the front stretch tonight.
Tate had just come out of the pits, too.
Tate able to get that slipstream coming down the front stretch, get the run in turn 1, and make the pass.
This third place battle's got another lap car out in front of them. They're both going to get a wing. The last time we seen this happen, though, Fody was still able to dive it in.
Oh. Little shaky there.
Oh, Fody gets into him. Oh, man. Oh, man.
I think the marshals will have something to look at. He booted him.
Yeah. Fody definitely just got down in there and got into him.
I don't know how damaged that 3 car is. A Sherman looks alright.
Replay here.
Fody just misjudged it down in there, got down in there way too deep. Was never going to get stopped for the corner.
Definitely have to see what race control does with that one.
Yeah, that might be a time penalty there for Tyler Fody at the end of this race.
You almost want to slow up, give the place back, and then go back at him.
Yeah, I think that's what I would do. If I'm Fody, I'm completely off the throttle at this point. I'm going to give it back. I'm going to try to race you. And they might be willing to throw the penalty out if he gives it back to him and then they race. Doesn't look like there's any stopping in Fody though right now. Even if it's a lap penalty, there's only 4 cars on the lead lap. So he has nothing to gain by running out here. Just give the spot back.
And if it's a time penalty, if it's a 5-second, which is usually the first one they give, he's 6 seconds into the lead, so he wouldn't lose a spot.
I have a feeling whatever penalty they give him will if it's a time penalty, it will probably be...
Make it 10 at least.
Yeah,
make it enough to lose a spot.
To give Thomas back, yeah.
Well, now we have no close battles, so we'll follow the leader as he finishes up.
Yeah, takes the white flag here.
Oh, it just came over race control, 5-second penalty for the 40, Tyler Fody. So that right now, that's not going to
do any damage.
Thomas Sherman. Yeah.
That kind of surprises me. There is a discussion about it in the server right now as we talk.
Wouldn't be an F1 series if you didn't have controversy.
I will say this, if they just flip them those spots, it
seems fair.
Yeah, they're just make Fody the last car on the lead lap, boom, it's 4th, you know. It doesn't.
And I kind of think that's what Fody would want if the shoes were on the other foot.
Leaders working through Canada corner.
1 turn left.
Yeah, pretty much flawless race here by the 4 of Isaac Morris, you know. Pretty much led flag to flag. One little off-track incident.
And he is going to win the inaugural Elite F1 race here at Road America. What a drive. Second place, working through the backside of the track now. And this guy had to work through a lot of traffic tonight, so he's going to be probably more than thrilled with P2. Here comes Scott down to finish. Oh, he's going to... Did he hit the wall there?
No, he was just swerving. Celebrating.
So the 2 McConey Racing cars finished 1-2. First race of the season.
And here comes Tyler Fody down.
Oh, the gap is 4.8 seconds, guys.
Tyler Fody comes down to P3. But
Yeah.
will he keep P3? Thomas Sherman's going to have to come across the line.
I think, yeah. Judging by that time right there, I believe that spot's going to go to Sherman. Put Sherman on the podium.
I almost wonder if Fody didn't give that up on purpose when he saw that it was a 5-second penalty.
Well, you won't talk to him in the... He won't get the podium, so he won't be in the interviews, but you can definitely ask him sometime.
It very well could be, you know. I mean, they raced clean all race, and, you know, that definitely wasn't intentional, I don't think, by Fody. I think he just kind of got in there a little too hot, so...
Isaac Morris wins the Elite Formula One Championship inaugural event presented by Shane D Designs tonight. Oh, what a first event. NASCARRPG was the race sponsor. Go check them out.
Yeah, definitely interesting to see how this plays out. You know, all these strategies and tires and different kind of racing. And turns out, most important thing tonight was just keeping the car on track, out of the grass.
Yeah, from my count, only 14 cars were running at the end of this thing. Everybody else had some kind of race-ending incident. Yeah, so if you just can be running at the end.
I did get a text from Chad that Sherman will get P3.
So it'll be Isaac Morris, Scott Ramler, Thomas Sherman, and Tyler Fody, the front four, with Tate Lytle in P5.
Yeah, and, you know, shout out to a couple of these guys back here too that didn't have the best qualifying times, but still finished pretty good. I mean, you got Zach Evans down there, started 27th off the 12th. Patrick Byrne, 26th to 7th. Heiko Enziger, 28th to 6th. Josh Adams, I know, talking to him, he wasn't thinking he was going to have a great run on these F1 cars, but 32nd to 13th. Mark Robillis, 33rd to 14th. I mean, all these guys had pretty solid nights for the first event.
Like Ethan Burrell, you know, he didn't finished 25 laps down, but P16, he started 29. Like, at this point, even DNFs, if you can be one of the later guys to DNF, yeah, that works out pretty good.
Okay, looks like we got everybody in the waiting room. You want the third place first?
Sounds good to me. All right, we're joined now by P3, Thomas Sherman. Got a little crazy there at the end, Thomas. We were watching you and Fody. That was the best battle on track. Had a little bit of contact, but take us through your night overall and how you ended up being able to fight for that podium at the end.
Well, I was kind of lucky that some of the people in front of me, they, wrecked out. They were clearly a lot faster, so it was just a matter of just trying to survive. And, I did that the best I could. And then between me and Fody, we were neck and neck the whole race, and just, I don't know, it was a good race. I was really mad when he wrecked me out, and then I saw they only got a 5-second time penalty, and I was way more than 5 seconds over him. But I guess he made a mistake, and I made up that time anyway.
Yeah, and, we were talking, obviously this is like the F1 cars are relatively new to the sim. I mean, they've only been on the sim a month or two. What's the biggest thing you learned tonight, you think, that you can take to the rest of the season?
For one, I need to have a tear off, because I went the whole race without a tear off, and it was very hard to see. And another thing is just, keeping it consistent and smooth with that car, because it's very easy to lose it, and it's very hard to drive. It's probably the hardest car I feel like to drive on the game.
Yeah, it was a very exciting race from where we sat. So, how did you dodge all the wrecks? And we know that it's nobody can really put a paint scheme on these things. So who do you have to thank and shout out tonight for your run?
I gotta thank Gerald for helping me out, because when he wrecked out, he was on the comms and giving me support and telling me what's going on, and Well, I couldn't have got that third place without him.
Well, all right, Thomas. It was a great run. You did great tonight. Lots of craziness happened. Lots of
Yes,
places you
yes,
could have made a mistake, and it's going to be what, like 6 weeks before we run another one of these things. So get you lots of
yep.
practice and go out here and run with these front two guys.
But I try and do everything I can. Thank you.
Left rear 59, left front 31.
Sounds like we're getting some tire readings here from Scott Ramler.
Sorry,
Congrats on your run
did
tonight,
everybody get that?
Yeah, that was what,
Yes.
left rear, right front?
Yeah, so after, hang on, I've got to go back and look at the laps again, make sure I got this right. Because I was pushing like 33 laps on a set of hards.
Yeah, we were keeping up with that. Take us through your night there. Kind of, you had a great qualifying run. You had the EOL, had to play a different strategy. So we were trying to keep up with what was going on there for you. It was, like I said it with about 10 to go. I think you got the drive of the night, had to pass everybody and some people twice. Saw you spinning out. Take us through your night.
Started off terribly. I mean, well, I shouldn't say it started off terribly. Isaac and I had absolutely insane qualifying times. We were separated by like 35 thousandths of a second, and the next closest car was 4/10 of a second behind me on the timesheet. So we just showed up and absolutely shut out the front row in amazing fashion. And from there, it kind of went downhill. I spun out under caution while reading off some stuff on my wheel and talking with Isaac about our potential strategies, and got hit with a rule that I didn't know existed and caught an EOL because of that spin under caution. So that completely changed up what I was going to do. So went into the pits, threw on a set of softs with the thought of driving in anger all the way through the field. And for the most part, I did just that. I was back in 25th, somewhere in the mid 20s, and got up to about 15th, 16th, and there was a DRS train in front of me. They were having all kinds of trouble dealing with each other, and I'm trying to plan my move into the corners, and everybody's braking like a full 50 feet further back than I am, so it caught me out a couple times. I got run off the road, and finally got frustrated to the point where I said, screw it, I'm coming back in, throwing on a set of hards, and if I don't make it, I don't make it.
Yeah, I think we were talking about it pre-race. You and Isaac, I think, are new faces to the Elite racing series. Came out pretty dominant in race one. What's your biggest takeaway from tonight going into the rest of the season?
Don't get EOLs. It's not fun in the back. That's all I have to say about that. But Isaac is one hell of a wheel man. Super proud of his performance tonight. I saw he was looking for a teammate in the Discord a couple weeks ago. I jumped on the chance because I'd run with him in a couple of IndyCar leagues. The man just knows how to fly down a racetrack, and we've been learning so much from each other, and that's truly shown its value today. We just came out and stomped them.
Yeah, it's quite a few weeks here before we race again. I couldn't even tell you what the next race on the schedule is, but do you guys plan on coming out and being as dominant? And I know that y'all can't run paint schemes and everything with this car and everything that's going on with the licensing. So any sponsors you want to thank or shout out you want to give?
Want to thank Jeff McConey from McConey Setup Shops. He was willing to come on board and be our team name per se for Isaac and I. Welcome both of us with open arms, and have a really great working relationship with him through some past work. So it's really great to be able to bring him home a 1-2 in the opening round of the season and just make it an absolute dominating performance, even though there was a couple hiccups along the way.
Well, alrighty then. It looks like we might be talking to you and Isaac again. Well, we haven't yet talked to Isaac tonight, but congrats on your P2, and we'll see you in a few weeks' time at the next race on the F1 schedule.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, guys.
We're now joined by the race winner. Smooth night there for Isaac tonight. Take us through your night and how much you had to deal with as the leader. We saw you run off one time there with about 10 to go, and we were worried for you because Canada Corner had already taken many cars tonight.
Yeah, I don't really know what happened coming into Canada Corner. I've just been looking back on it on the replay, and there's nothing different on my break-in or my inputs. Yeah, it just seemed like that the diff got locked somehow and just spun me sideways. Luckily, I was already braking, so the car was already slowing down, and just had to break out some of my drifting skills to keep it out of the wall. But yeah, the night overall was pretty. Um, is a pretty solid performance, I'd say. Really happy with the race result. Was a little bit confused after the safety car because I had no battery. The deployment wasn't working. And then all of a sudden, it just kicked in again. And then I just went after Pedro at the time. And then yeah, after I passed him, that was it. Then really, I had no worries. I just had to keep my nose clean. Deal with the traffic and have my one pit stop and just get the car to the end. But yeah, overall the race was really fun. Car's a beautiful thing to drive. Awesome fun. So yeah, there's not really much to say about the race other than that.
Yeah, we were just talking to Scott about the dominant night you guys had there in Maconey Setup Shop Racing. Looks like our next race is the Glen a little over a month from now. You looking forward to that and the rest of the season coming out of the gate strong?
Yeah, for sure. The schedule has really good tracks. Being an IndyCar driver, not IRL, like in iRacing now. Driving all these tracks in the IndyCar, it's like second nature now. So just having something that goes a little bit quicker, it's just adapting to the car and not the track. But yeah, there's some tracks out there that are going to suit me really well, and there's going to be some tracks that'll suit Scott better. But really happy to have Scott as a teammate. Yeah, he put an excellent performance tonight. He spun under the caution and then had an EOL and then made his way back through the field, and he did a fantastic job. It would have been really close if he hadn't had his mishaps tonight. I reckon me and him would have been trading laps back and forth all night otherwise.
Yeah, he brought that up. Didn't know that was an EOL. Did a great job driving through the field. If you go back and look, he had some incidents coming through the field, but he played a great strategy there to get some track position and ran down those guys to finish second. So it was a great run for your team. Like Nick said, looking on to Watkins Glen, and I know that you guys can't do custom schemes on this car with the licensing issues. So anybody you want to shout out or any sponsors you want to thank before we let you go?
I just like to thank Scott for bringing me into the team. We used to drive with each other a while back, and he's a great guy, and it's great to have him as a teammate again. And everyone at Elite, running things, you guys for putting on the stream. Yeah, and I'm just excited for the rest of the season.
Well, alrighty. We look forward to talking to you again because I think you two are going to be the guys to beat week in, week out, unless you make mistakes. And I mean, we saw tonight that was very easy to do, but maybe we'll get a chance to talk to you guys again at the Glen here in a few weeks. But nice run, solid job, the inaugural victory here in the Elite F1 series.
Thank you very much, guys.
So there it is, our first broadcast. What'd you think, Nick? First race for the F1 series, first broadcast of the year.
Yeah, it was exciting, man. I mean, a lot of action happened everywhere on the track. We definitely didn't capture it all. Happening constantly. But yeah, I mean, a lot of action, a lot of strategy to keep up with, and a lot of new names. I mean, we saw two new guys to the Elite League show up tonight and pretty much dominate. show the rest of the guys how it's done. So be interested to see a little over a month from now who else can show up and maybe take the number 1, number 2 spots from these guys, because they've pretty much put a whooping on everybody today.
Yeah, but one thing we did see is that, maybe not Isaac so much. He did have that one off, but Scott had some mistakes that he got away with that, he was lucky he didn't get hit by another car and whatnot. So they are human. Everybody's going to make mistakes. What seemed to be the name of the game tonight was just minimizing your mistakes and not hitting something when you made them, because there was, over half the field did not finish tonight. So that's going to be a big thing moving forward. Yeah, and there's a lot of runoff room here. You go to a place like Watkins Glen, there's, it's not so much. If you make a mistake in the essence at Watkins Glen, it'll be 10, 15 cars deep before people have a chance to really get checked up.
Yeah, it'll be interesting for sure, but got a long wait for our next race, so we'll see if these guys learned anything from tonight, able to get some practice in and maybe show up a little more speed next time.
Yep, and the first race is in the books in the Elite Formula One Championships, presented by Shane D Designs. Shout out to all our partners: C2 Freight, Blue Egg, NASCARRPG, and Aegis Worldwide. Not sure how to say that, but I'm sure Chad will let me know before the next one. Any final thoughts from you, Nick, or David?
I was glad to get it started. I've been anticipating this for quite a few weeks, and now I'll have to sit and wait for a few weeks. So, but it was fun. You guys are fun to work with. I hope everybody liked the broadcast. If you have any suggestions, we did a lot of new stuff tonight, production wise. If there's anything you'd like to see, just let me know. I love to try new things, and ready for the next race.
What about you, Nick? Anything to add?
No, I'll second that. Looking forward to the rest of the season. I think there's a lot of good guys in here, and I think a lot of competitive guys that are going to want to show up with some more speed compared to what they had tonight. So looking forward to see who improves and who can maybe give a run throughout the year for our championships. It's a long season, so a lot of opportunities for mistakes to be made and make up some points next week, or next race, not next week.
Well, alrighty then, guys. We'll wrap this up. Shout out to Chad here before we go. I know he didn't have the finish tonight and his Eagles lost today, but great job starting this new series. Another series in the mini that he runs. Shout out to everybody at Elite, everybody that makes this thing happen. You, David, for being here tonight and being a producer. Nick, for joining me here in the booth. Come back and see us again next time in the F1 series or the Xfinity series. Nick and I also do the Xfinity series, so just check all that out. Elite's going to get rolling